My name is James, and this is my mini documentary of my family's adventure in Disneyland this weekend. Here I am with our Prius behind us, and we are all packed and ready to venture out to Disneyland, the happiest place in the world.
Did you get the mail?
There was no mail.
Okay.
That was the last thing we need to do before leaving. So we're gonna be gone for 5 days. Bags packed and left. Daniel forgot his homework. We had to stop and go back for a few blocks to pick that up. After 3 hours of driving, we stopped at a Burger King for toilets and to eat a tuna salad, which I prepared that morning. We were all tired when we arrived at the hotel and checked in immediately to hit the hay. The lobby had beautiful Disney art, and Daniel entertained himself with brochures while Mom and Pops checked in. We woke up at 6, and by 7 we were out the door to catch the Disneyland Transit. Once we were through security, the first thing we wanted to do was ride Space Mountain. Unfortunately, the wait was already an hour long, so we put our tickets in for a fast pass and went to Star Tours, then Astro Blasters.
Oh wow, wow, just when you think you've seen it all, one of those.
We're taking a pit stop. Then we went to Space Mountain. Right, I was scared that I would lose my phone and camera in the pouch because the Velcro was broken. So I spent the whole time pushing against to make sure it didn't fall out. So I'm just gonna hold it in my pocket next time. We registered a fast pass for It's a Small World after we rode Space Mountain. Then we went to spin on some teacups. Speaking of tea, we were all thirsty and hungry, so my mom made reservations at the Blue Bayou. But before we went to eat there, to our hungry disappointment, my brother and I had to suffer at It's a Small World ride. Daniel, do you like Small World?
I've been on it once.
How was it?
It was fun.
You enjoyed it?
Yep.
I think I've been on it way more times than you. We walked to the Blue Bayou and they said we couldn't be seated for the next hour. So we went on the Winnie Pooh ride, and then we were able to, we saw Tigger. Bye, Tigger!
Come on, bounce!
Mom and I ordered jambalaya at the Blue Bayou while Dad got chicken mason, while my dad got chicken and my brother pasta. We wanted to get on the Matterhorn, so we plugged in our fast passes and killed time driving cars at the Auto World thingy. The motors in that place were weird. Anyway, we head over to Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, arguably Dad's favorite. It's actually teacups. Dad's favorite ride, right?
Oh yeah.
We hung around Fantasyland till we met the time when we could use our fast passes. But then it rained. Okay, so it was raining. We ran through the rain to Thunder Mountain because it was closest, and we chilled out in one of the restaurants. We drank hot chocolate and tea and hung out with other people, just random people. It's so cold I can see my breath. Once the rain died down, we rode Thunder Mountain, and then we went over to Matterhorn. Then we left Disneyland for the day. At our hotel room, the first thing we did before we even went up into our bedrooms, before we even went up into our hotel room, there was a restaurant at the bottom of the hotel. Oh wow!
Yeah.
It's a Big Pooh! Day 2, we're going to California Adventure Park this time. Ain't that right, Dad? Dad. What are you most excited to ride?
A roller coaster.
Which one? There's like
What do
3.
they call it now?
What do they
Used to be
call it?
Back in the day, it was California Screamin'.
I'm pretty sure that's still what it's called.
Okay, and that one.
First thing Mom wanted to do was head into Cars Land to drive the new car thingy. We looked around for a bit and headed to the Incredible Coaster after that, formerly known as California Screaming. We're about to go on the Incredicoaster.
To the Incredicoaster, I'm Elastigirl. For your safety, make sure you pull down on the shoulder restraints.
Are you prepared for this?
Can you do this?
Have you ridden this before?
Nope.
Oh.
I remember hearing about the seat rest here. How
Keep your eye on Jet Jack.
And the baby is gone.
Head back, face forward, and hold on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Then after that we had a snack break. And following our snack break, we got online for about an hour for California soaring, which they had technical difficulties in the middle of it. So since it had been like 2 hours, we decided to go and have an actual lunch. We just finished lunch, and now we are headed back to cars to use our fast pass. Hey, Dad. Following that and using the extra fast pass that we were given on the Incredicoasters, we went to the new Guardians of the Galaxy iteration of the Dropping Tower of Terror. And we got fast passes there. Originally, we were going to get on it right then, but everybody was too tired. So instead, we saw a sea turtle talk.
But I bet you got
When we
all
were
the
picking up the
answers
passes
though, right?
for
Of course.
the Tower of Terror, formerly known, there were actors putting on a show outside the new Guardians of the Galaxy action.
Double. Single. Double. We call this move cracks. Because he punches really hard. Don't worry about it. Now swing it across. There we go. And send it back. Woo! Raise the roof. Raise the roof. Gamora. Raise that roof. Baby steps.
This plan is not working.
Hey, Quill! You out there? Come in, Quill!
So we went back to our hotel because we were all tired and had dinner, and then we returned for that ride. So we screamed our lungs out, having the most fun that we had the entire time. We ate dinner at Carthage Circle, a 20-style diner, and then we went home again. We slept, and then we got up at 8 a.m. Wow, that's early. We got into the park as early as we could and soaked up some Space Mountain before we did the Nemo submarine ride. We got fast passes for the Matterhorn, and while we waited for the time to come for those to come around, we took the storyboard boat ride where Disney's biggest stories were summarized. The first day we wanted to ride Nimbo, but the rain stopped us. So we got on that today. Time came to a wrap and we could use our fast passes for the Matterhorn. But when we got there, they reported the ride was closed for technical difficulty. So they gave us instant passes like the day before after we got off the airplane thing that we use on the Incredicoasters. Meanwhile, we went on the Pirates of the Caribbean and Thunder Mountain Railroad. From one of the peaks in the track, you can see the Star Wars land being built. Matterhorn still wasn't fixed yet, so we paid in fast pass for the Haunted Mansion attraction and hopped aboard the Disneyland Railroad. Kill time before the mansion, you know, which we would check the Matterhorn afterwards. So we enjoyed the Matterhorn, then afterwards we left and went to Goofy's Kitchen for dinner. We got to see an assortment of characters, take pictures with them. It was fun. On the drive home the next day, we stopped at the people who we let dogs and packed our puppies into our car, and then all went home and went to bed. And that was our Disneyland, California Adventure Park trip.